Ross Tweddell from Cultaholic, joined by an utter cock womble. What the hell has he done to that spinner? Belts must die. Tom, why? Tom, why? Tom, why?
We need to reset Ross, don't we? Well, everyone was complaining.
I am furious about this.
Everyone was complaining that the belt had the old logo on.
Yes.
So I fixed it.
No, you haven't fixed it. You've made it worse.
This is my C in home economics.
The logo is better. That's beyond any doubt. The logo is better, but the spinner aspect of that is an absolute disgrace. Anyway, we're here for our Elimination Chamber 2020 predictions. Of course, the loser must face the punishment. One of the three following options, Tom.
So we have the loser spends the day in the toilet. Quite literally, the Cultaholic Elimination Chamber. It's a horrible thought. Eric Rowan's mystery box.
Do you know what's in it?
I don't. All we know is that the punishment is called Eric Rowan's mystery box.
What could be inside? Who knows, eh?
And of course, Elimination Chamber chops.
And of course, you can vote for that by going to patreon.com/cultaholic. Let's crack on with the predictions and take this off.
Never! The US title is on the line as Andrade goes one-on-one.
What are you looking over there for?
I don't know. just a lazy face. Andrade versus Humberto Carrillo. The US Championship is on the line. Ross, who have you got and why?
How have we got to this match again, Tom? That is my first question. Yes, Humberto was part of a winning tag team on this week's Raw, but how many times does Humberto get to challenge for the United States Championship? You might think, after 25,000 challenges, Tom, this might be the one, but no, Andrade will win because Andrade is better. Who are you picking?
I'm also picking Andrade for this. I kind of feel like that we are at a point where we're just back where we were before. I.e., like, obviously before Andrade went and got himself suspended, everything kind of had a bit of a holding pattern in it. I think now we're just going to continue as we were. And I think Andrade will retain the title. They've got big plans with Andrade as US champion.
Have they? What are they, Tom?
I think so.
Oh, I thought you had a gold skull.
Losing to Dominic Mysterio at WrestleMania. Let's do the thing.
Next year, I'm all for that. Big Dom in the ring. Don't get done, get Dom. So next up, we have a matchup which is officially on Wikipedia, which, as we all know, is the best source of information in the world ever because anybody can edit it, which means you're getting the best source of information at any point, Tom. But it's not on WWE.com. So is it real? We don't know. It's Daniel Bryan versus Drew Gulak. Who are you taking and why? Now,
I'm intrigued by this because there's been lots of talk about how Daniel Bryan has been pushing for Heath Slater and Drew Gulak to do more on SmackDown. He's very much a fan of their work. And I think all the stuff about Drew Gulak trying to teach Daniel Bryan to be a better wrestler on SmackDown is actually leading to Drew Gulak via shenanigans beating Daniel Bryan. I'm good, and as big a Daniel Bryan fan as I am, I think Gulak's winning.
Do you? I can't see it, Tom. I just can't see it because Vince McMahon books these shows, and from what we've seen so far in WWE as a whole, Vince McMahon isn't that much on board with Drew Gulak because Drew Gulak, yes, he comes on the odd week and goes, here's my PowerPoint presentation. He says it just like that. Here's my PowerPoint presentation. But then he goes away. But as you say, Daniel Bryan's pushing for him backstage. Yeah. He's been involved more. Michael Cole gets his name wrong every single time he appears on the show. He was on commentary 2 weeks ago, and I think he called him Heath Slater. Last week he called him Drew Axel. So I don't know what they're going for there. That just tells me that Daniel Bryan's going to win.
Also tells me that Michael Cole is doing a Jim Ross cosplay on SmackDown by the sounds of it.
Yes, bad girl.
So who are you going with?
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan all the way. Okay, this is the first one that we differ on.
It is, isn't it?
Oh. No disqualifications. It's a rematch from Raw. Aleister Black versus AJ Styles. Ross, who have you got and why?
Big Tommy Black.
Whoa!
Big Tommy Tom Black. Tommy Tom Black. This is going to be, Undertaker maybe getting involved. This could go one of two ways, couldn't it? One hand, the OC could just get involved because it's a no DQ match and then just beat down Aleister Black, but I don't think they want to do that so soon after Aleister ate his first win on Raw. Yes, I was fine with that one because there was lots of shenanigans involved. He didn't look too weak, did he? But, on the other hand, Taker could rock up. And I'm banking on Taker doing something, especially since he's so pissed off now that WWE.com didn't put his wife in that gallery thing. Did you see that on Twitter last night?
That was hilarious. I'm expecting Michelle McCool to rock up and hit the Styles Clash on AJ Styles. As you know, she has
her in the WrestleMania match. Make it a triple threat. Why not?
She has the definitive Styles Clash as well, so it would make perfect sense if she was in the match. I'm going with AJ for this. As much as I've enjoyed Tommy End's big run undefeated, I feel like no DQ lends to more shenanigans.
Yes.
And it lends to an AJ Styles win. If AJ is going to face The Undertaker at WrestleMania, which we understand is going to be a thing, he certainly needs a bit of rehab after the way he lost to The Undertaker for the prestigious trophy at Super Showdown.
I forgot about that, Tom.
How would you forget? It's
forgot
prestigious.
about that.
I want Undertaker to walk out during this match with the trophy under his arm like a newspaper.
It will melt because it's a block of frozen piss. Whose piss, we don't know, but it is definitely a block of frozen piss. But come on, Tommy Black.
Come on, AJ.
Oh, no. So next up in a match for the Raw Tag Team Championships, we have the new champions, the Street Profits, taking on Murphy and Rollins. Who are you, Tekken and Hey?
It's got to be the Street Profits to retain. It feels a bit too soon to play hot potato with the belts.
Yes.
And I think they're just kind of getting their motor running in this, and I feel like Seth has got plans for WrestleMania that involve one Kevin Owens and not a tag team title belt.
That's what I think. Kevin Owens will get involved once again, just like he did on this week's Raw. The Stunner led to Big Terry Ford getting the pin. I think something similar will happen at Elimination Chamber on Sunday. But isn't it funny how these automatic rematch clauses that don't exist anymore in our company came back without, them realising?
They're very casual automatic rematch clauses, aren't they? That's the only reason that me and Ross keep challenging for the Cultaholic Championship. I know you keep saying, oh, where's everybody else? It's automatic rematch clauses.
That really bothers me, that. I think I'm going to step back from predictions competitions after WrestleMania.
I'm going to step...
People don't want us, Tom.
Do you know what? I'm going to do? I'm going to step forward. Sodja, we're here. The SmackDown Tag Team titles are on the line in the Elimination Chamber. Miz and Morrison defending against New Day, Lucha House Party, Heavy Machinery, the Usos, and Rudolph.
The red-nosed
Reindeer
had the very
shiny career. Who you got and why?
I am going with the Usos.
Oh, okay.
I am going with the Usos because of a thing that happened on SmackDown a few weeks ago. They said that thing. Well, I forget the word they used. I think it began with a D. And they were like, "Hello, New Day. We need to have one more
Day one-ish.
Diddly boy. We have another diddle in the ring. Hey, diddle. New Day versus Usos at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. And I just think because the New Day dropped the titles to whoever's holding them now, John Morrison, The Miz. That's the one, isn't it? I think the Usos will take them with the New Day facing them at WrestleMania in a big old hoo-ha in their final diddle in the ring. Diddle wasn't the word they used, but it began with a D in a
big old hoo-ha and a final diddle in the Cultaholic sense of the word. I'm picking Miz and Morrison to retain. They've only just won them.
They have won them.
Makes no sense to drop them.
But they're heels.
Quick. Exactly.
Let's take it off them and laugh at them.
All the more reason for them to leave as nefarious champions in this particular match. I don't think they'll have them by WrestleMania, but I think they'll leave the chamber with them. I'm more intrigued by the interaction. Don't know why I'm pointing over there. There's nothing over there. I'm more intrigued by the interaction between Heavy Machinery and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Wrestler. In particular, Otis Ziggles.
Otis and Ziggles. That was a super kick. That was good, wasn't it? I can't wait for that as well. I forgot about that little aspect of the match. It's the first time that they would have been in the same place at the same time since Tucker screwed Otis. I'm onto you, Tucker. I want to fight you, Tucker. I hate Tucker, me. He's so insecure on Twitter, he definitely did it.
Oh, do you reckon?
Definitely did it.
What if he find out?
He was the one who sent that text on Mandy's behalf saying, "Oh, I'm running late," which she didn't know anything about. He's a bastard, Tucker.
He also sent the text that said, "Hey, Kevin Nash, run in and attack CM Punk." It's a reference for you.
Yeah, that's a good one. And next up for the Intercontinental Championship, we have the champion, Braun Strowman, taking on the trio of Sami Zayn, Cesaro, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Who are you, Tekken, and why?
Well, the trio, it's funny, that does feel like 10 years ago that would have been a Chikara King of Trios team. Here they are, bouncing to Braun. It's Strowman. I feel like this is just a way to wrap up this weird IC feud. I feel like it'll be them three all working over Braun and then fighting over who gets the pin. Braun comes back, I'm a running fridge, bang. Pins.
You're very enthusiastic today.
I'm a running fridge. Just flattens Sami Zayn, pins Sami Zayn to win. Who you got and why?
Braun Strowman as well. I don't like the way this match was set up. They had a legally binding contract, which Renee Young said, you've all read this backstage, you're all fine with it. And then Sami whacked out his pen, did a few doodles, and then changed the contract.
That's how contracts work.
That's not how contracts work at all.
I added a 0 onto the end of the money that I get when I sign my Cultaholic contract. I am raking it in.
No, you're not.
The company's going under.
You are paid £1 per week. Anyway, yes, I agree with. I don't agree with you in the aspect that they'll fight over who gets the pin.
No.
I think that not necessarily like the New Days, like the Freebird rule, but I think that one of them will maybe. Because Sami Zayn fancies Shinsuke Nakamura so much, he'll be like, go on then Shinsuke, you get the pin, but then Braun will fight back and win. I don't know why they're doing this, because it's a no-win situation, isn't it, really, when you think about it?
You mentioned the Freebird rule there. There's something, now you've said that, quite intriguing, about all 3 men holding the IC title. Like
split, like Lay Cool, but one more.
Oh, nice.
Split it up into 3.
Like maybe there's something in, like, 3 men holding the IC title.
What was that show on Dave back in the day? It was like 3 men in a boat. Let's get a WWE Network spin-off.
Was it not based on 3 men and a baby?
I've got no idea, Tom.
From off of the films?
No idea.
And finally, what will presumably be the main event. It is a #1 contenders elimination chamber match. The winner facing Bucker Lynch at WrestleMania. It's Liv Morgan versus Ruby Riott versus Sarah Logan versus Asuka versus Natalya versus Shayna Baszler. Who have you got and why? And why is it Shayna Baszler?
It is Shayna Baszler because everything, and I mean everything, surrounding Becky Lynch and the Raw Women's Championship has been pointed right at Shayna Baszler in a really obvious way. What are you picking?
Sarah Logan. No, I'm not. I'm absolutely not. It's
we have
Shayna.
to take your first answer. Unfortunately,
No,
Tom
I'm
has picked
sorry.
Sarah Logan for the elimination.
This isn't
chamber.
The Price is Right. Shayna Baszler. It is the most obvious choice of the entire night that Baszler wins the night. But this is the way it has to go down. Like anybody else would be a disappointment. The one thing I'm glad of is that they held off from Baszler versus Asuka on Raw.
Yes.
I'm glad of that.
Yes.
Because that'll be the final boss.
Not the way they did it though.
No.
Asuka's got an injury. Why promote the thing in the first place when you know it's a big pay-per-view match? The 2 greatest NXT champions, well, women's champions of all time.
Ham-fisted way to get out of it.
Oh.
But it will be Baszler just turns everybody else into fine powder, and then there's Asuka at the very end.
Yeah.
And it's just, oh, yes!
I was about
Techers.
Yeah, aye. But
That.
have you turned on Becky Lynch? Because I have firmly turned on Becky Lynch. Mate.
I think they want us to.
Do you?
I think Shayna Baszler is bringing out this arrogance in Becky Lynch. She's doing the whole, whatever, I'm going to wear some funny costumes. And then WrestleMania will be the hubris of Becky Lynch.
Because as well, she's come out, doing the old Conor McGregor shtick with the outlandish clothes and the really outlandish speaking. But she's been saying for the past few weeks, I want to fight you, I'll get my hands on you before you get them on me there. But she had the chance to put her hands on this woman who bit a chunk out of her neck on this week's Raw, and she did nothing.
I think
maybe that's another
point.
Conor McGregor reference. He was like, you'll do nothing, but she actually did nothing.
I think you might be onto something there, but with Conor versus Floyd Mayweather, Conor had all the swagger going into that fight. All the swagger. Got battered. And Becky Lynch, echoing Conor McGregor in more ways than one, all the swagger. She's getting battered at
I hope she gets battered. I hope she gets her bleeding head ripped off.
I think she will.
Literally.
And then she'll disappear for a bit, and then when she's back, we'll do it again. After the race, do we go?
Yeah, have the organic rise. The organic rise again.
Storytelling. Baszler to win it in the main event.
Yes.
So that is that.
I don't know why I'm clapping. So
Nice.
that's it for our predictions for Elimination Chamber 2020. Of course, you can still vote for the bloody punishment at patreon.com/Cultaholic. Tom, the choices again, please.
Loser spends the day working in the toilets. The Cultaholic Elimination Chamber, if you will. The Eric Rowan Mystery Box. I have not got a Scooby-Doo what that is.
Pick that one. I want to know what it is.
And Elimination Chamber Chops are your choices.
And of course, we'll have all of our usual coverage, WTF moments, graded, what happened at, reactions, which are being recorded and released on Tuesday, probably. Anything else, Tom? I can't remember. And hopefully I win that bloody thing so I can rip that bloody sticker off the front.
If you do, but then it becomes the old logo.
Yeah, I don't care. It's much better than that. Oh, no. It's a... If you're wondering the logistics of what's happening there, it's a fidget spinner to make it even worse. Tom, of course, has a fidget spinner.
It's not even my main one.
Oh, you are horrible. We'll see you on Monday morning.